Hi everyone, meteorologist Ethan Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center with a special introduction to our newest meteorologist here at Fox 19, meteorologist Erin Ashley.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome
as
home.
Always. Thank you so much. I feel like I've been saying goodbye to Toledo for several weeks now. It's finally nice to be saying hello to people. And Ethan and I, we actually went to Ohio University together. So
That's
it's
right.
only fitting.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That he kind of shows me the ropes on everything. And we figured, hey, let's throw her into the fire today.
Right into the flames.
Yes.
But it's good to have you here on the team. Since you're back home, what is the one thing that, because Erin's from the Goshen area.
Yes.
What is the one thing you've been missing that that was like your first thing what you did when you came back here? Was it Skyline? Was it graders? What was it?
Oh, it was Skyline. Are you kidding me? Of course it was Skyline.
Good answer.
People and everyone who's from Cincinnati leaves Cincinnati and then eventually comes back always has the same experience, right? Everyone else is like, you like Skyline? Yeah, it's in my veins.
For sure.
It was one of the first things we did when I got the U-Haul. I took the U-Haul back, made a pit stop at Skyline on the way back. Yeah.
That is, I'll tell you what, when I lived out in South Dakota, I craved Cincinnati chili so much. I remember bought a bunch of cans of Gold Star chili and took it back with me. And
that's smart. You see, I wasn't that far away, and so if I was really needing to scratch that Skyline itch, if you will,
yeah,
I could just drive 3 hours down. And plus, my family's here, so it was a good excuse.
Yeah, if you really need to, too. I believe like Dayton and Columbus area has Skyline, too.
It's not the same, though.
It's
not the same. I went to Ohio State for like a little tiny bit of time, and there was one like right off campus. Everyone who is from Columbus knows which Skyline I'm talking about because it's always busy.
Yeah.
It's just not the same if it's not within the city limits.
For sure. For sure. But I want to remind you that we are live wherever you stream, the 24/7 weather streaming channel, Facebook, both on the Fox 19 Facebook page, as well as my Facebook page. You're tagged on this, Erin. Unfortunately, I didn't cross-post it to you, so we'll do that tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Also on fox19.com and on YouTube. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to chime in on Facebook. And so far, we got one comment from Laura. Says, hello, family. Hey, hello to you, Laura.
Hello.
But the forecast today is pretty nice, right?
Oh, I brought summer with me. I mean, a taste of it, right?
Yeah.
Mid-60s for the highs this afternoon, Ethan, right?
Yeah, mid-60s today. Unfortunately, it's not going to last very long,
yeah.
But if you're from this area, you're very familiar with the fact that we have these ups and downs in February and March.
Yeah, it takes and it gives, right? And that's what we're seeing in this extended forecast, for sure.
For sure. So what we're going to do now is take a look at the model data for this afternoon, because it's not only the fact that we're looking at the warm air today, but we're also looking at some shower activity this evening into tonight. This is part of a cold front. It's going to pass through here 8, 9 o'clock the Cincinnati metro area. So if you're going to be at the west end going into this evening for the FC Cincinnati match, that is, looking at some wet conditions by then. Have you been to any FC Cincinnati matches?
Oh my gosh, yes. I played soccer for probably 15 years of my life.
Yeah.
And then as soon as FC Cincinnati got started, I was a big fan. And so I only have Apple TV to watch FC Cincinnati. Now I can just drive down the road. It's great. And honestly, I know when we're heading out to the game tonight, things are going to be pretty right, pretty nice.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you'll want to have the umbrella at the ready. Can't rule out a few rumbles of thunder with those mid-50s, for sure.
Yeah, and that's just, part of that springtime air that you were alluding to earlier, that you get this enough storm energy just for little rumbles of thunder here and there. Nothing severe, though.
No.
I want to remind you that. But it will be breezy, too, because already out there we've been looking at gusts upwards of 20, 25 miles per hour.
Certainly noticeable.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of nice, though. A nice,
for sure.
Good breeze.
And in fact, on some of our cameras, right before the end of the 11 o'clock newscast here on Fox 19, I noticed the cameras were shaking quite a bit, which you're going to get used to for the fact that some of these cameras, all these different angles and such, some of them will shake a lot more than others. Now, this one is about 200 and so feet up, and so it will shake a little bit more often than not. It's not shaking too bad
Not
right
too bad.
now. No, but the American flag up top of the U.S. Bank Tower, it is waving pretty good out there. Because
nice, beautiful skies out there, too. Lots of sun to accompany you guys on any of those afternoon walks. 59 degrees. woo, we'll take it, right?
Most certainly, absolutely. And the only thing is, if you're going to go out to eat, maybe outside here this midday, the only caveat, as I mentioned, is going to be those winds. So it's 59 here in Cincinnati. We've got 62 over at the Lunken Airport. And then, of course, the mid-50s over to our northern counties.
Hold on to your napkins, folks. For any of those outdoor lunch plans, you want to have the napkins down pat.
Yeah, because the winds right now, sustained winds, anywhere from, 7 miles per hour up in Richmond, 20 miles per hour in Lebanon. And look at these gusts.
Okay, yeah.
20, 25 miles per hour. So
yeah, with that cold front, we'll see that get a little bit more gusty, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most certainly. And it's going to be staying breezy the next few days. I mean, you're from this area, so you're very aware. Late February, March, you kind of get these more windy days than not.
Right, it's the exchange of all of that warm air versus that cold air. It's all coming together, but it's also fighting each other at the same time. That's why we're getting some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder tonight. It's why we're getting the winds, but it's also why we're seeing mid-60s later on this afternoon. And then later on this weekend, something a little bit more normal.
Even below normal on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, I was looking at some recent data, and Sunday, we may not even get out of the 30s.
Oh, I put away the winter coat. Well, let's be honest, I didn't take it out of the box. It's because I moved, right? And so I will have to break open the box, unfortunately.
You jinxed it.
I know. Sorry, guys.
We won't blame Erin.
People will find a way to blame me. It's okay.
For sure. But the next few days, we are definitely looking at some gusty winds. Today, gusts maybe close to 30 miles per hour. But going into Thursday, we'll play this forward here. The afternoon hours, we are looking at gusts up to 30 miles per hour. We go into Friday, also looking at gusts up to even more than 30 miles per hour. And then by the weekend, Saturday, we've been kind of eyeing the winds on Saturday too. And again, gusts will be close to 30 miles per hour. But we are looking at, on the 7-day forecast, we're just going to pull that up right now. It's 7 after 12. And what we've got here is kind of an up and down 7-day here, Erin.
A roller coaster, if you will. Someone get on Orion with these roller coaster temperatures, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm putting down?
For sure. And if no one got the reference, that's a ride at Kings Island.
Of course. You guys better get the reference. I've been out of Cincinnati since it's been built. So, hey, no excuses. Mid-60s today, mid-50s the next 2 days, and then you mentioned Sunday might change, right?
Yeah, getting a little bit cooler. So we have 42 right now in the 7-day forecast. I'm making some tweaks right now, and it looks like we'll probably stay in the upper 30s on Sunday. So if you got plans on Sunday afternoon, just keep in mind the thick coat will be a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. And then as far as a pick day goes out of this week, I mean, right now is a great time to get outside. Words are hard, folks. And then tomorrow, just a couple of opportunities there for some showers. Nothing extreme with the weather over the next 24 to 48 hours. Look at Friday morning, 29 degrees. I was talking about the winter coat. Yeah, you might need it a little sooner than those temperatures heading into the weekend. And then as we climb back into the 50s this time next week, of course, it comes with a chance for thunderstorms with any rain that we see in the area.
Yeah, and we got a couple of comments here on both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as on my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. I did tag Erin on this Facebook post, so make sure you give her a follow and a like. That way, you can see her updates too.
I post a lot, so
yeah,
prepare.
And we appreciate it.
Stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got a couple of comments here. So Jeff says she's the new meteorologist. Jeff says that, and yes, that's the case.
Yes, that is me.
Andrew says hi, Erin.
Hi, Andrew.
And Kim says the winds have been wild lately. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
All right, and sometimes we get some of these spam comments, so we just kind of
That's
hide those.
okay.
Yeah, I had a couple comments here on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Got some fans here of mine. Molly, every day, Molly will comment and chime in. Says, hello, Ethan. What a beautiful Wednesday in Pleasant Plain. That's right on, well, you know what Pleasant Plain is.
I love Pleasant Plain. Oh my gosh, that restaurant that's right there. I can't remember what the name is, but it's like one of the only buildings in Pleasant Plain. But they make the best food. It's so good.
Yeah, and Molly's making a comment from this past fall because I don't know how severe it was in Toledo with the drought. We had exceptional drought conditions out in far eastern Highland County where I'm from, but a lot of the Tri-State area was under severe drought conditions.
Parts of us dipped into that exceptional, that extreme, both of those categories, right? Yeah. Most of us were also under that severe drought. It wasn't anything to compare to southeastern Ohio, like Athens, where we saw the worst of it, but I mean, droughts, no matter at what level, it impacts us to some degree. So yeah, we felt it, we saw it, we still are. Yeah,
and Molly out in Pleasant Plain commented often during the fall about the fact that their pond was drying out more and more. But Molly says the pond is full and has turtles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Molly also says welcome.
Oh, hi Molly. It's great to meet you. Say hi to the turtles for me. That's so fun.
It is. Susan also says hello and welcome.
Hi Susan, thank you.
Another frequent commenter of mine, Darla, says hello and welcome.
Hi Darla. I hope I see you soon.
And Susan mentioned something I mentioned during the extra because Jordan and Stefano and Ken were talking about Easter and kind of, it moves around a lot.
It's already that time of year, isn't it?
I know, we're getting closer and closer to Easter. But I mentioned on the air, I couldn't remember if it was the full moon or the new moon, but Susan's here to answer that question. It is the first Sunday after the I don't know if it's the first full moon because that would make it be January or February. So I think it's the third or fourth full moon.
I think it's the first of the month, the only of the month, right, for April.
Maybe, yeah. It's something like that. I can't remember exactly. But Susan, thank you for clarifying it's the full moon. Molly understood your reference.
Oh, shout out Molly. Yes. Orion, once it was a thriller that she needed.
For sure.
I need to head back to Kings Island. You know I used to work there.
That's right.
I worked there for like 5 years.
Did you work there with my cousin?
Melody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She worked at Kings Island for a couple of years when I want to say she was like 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think we worked in the same department, but I think we were definitely there at the same time.
Yeah. Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you.
All right, and that's all the comments on my Facebook page. We got a lot more on the Fox 19 Facebook page. All right, Andrew, I'll let you answer this question.
Yeah, what days will I be working? So I'm going to be weekend evenings, right?
Yep.
So I'll be doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday throughout the day, but then you can always find me Saturday evenings and Sunday evenings.
Yep, and 19 at 6, I'll tell you what, we get a lot of people who chime in for that, and especially on Sundays. So Sundays you'll see a lot of comments, a lot of folks tuning in on 19 at 6. Okay. Which is the same format as this on 19 at noon.
Amazing. Well, good. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah. Jeff says hello.
Hi, Jeff.
All right.
Double E, that's us.
Yep.
Oh, wait, that's you.
Yeah, it's my nickname.
We're Triple E. We're Triple E.
Yeah. So I here at 19, I've kind of gotten the nickname Double E. Have you seen Allison Montoya on the air?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
And you know her connection with the Bengals, right?
No.
So her dad is Max Montoya, who was a great guard with the Cincinnati Bengals, played right next to Anthony Munoz.
Oh my gosh, gosh, that's so cool.
Yep, and when I started on the weekends, I worked with her on Saturday nights.
Okay.
She gave me the nickname Double E, and it just rode off from there. Joe Denneman calls me that every time. Jeremy calls me that, and it's just kind of turned into everybody calls me that here at 19.
Aw, that's so touching.
But Triple E now. With Erin.
Triple E, yeah. But you got us in the same room. It's Triple E.
Yeah. Sharon says hello from Indiana.
Hello, hello.
And then Andrew watching from Fairfax. All right. Yeah, I get those comments from time to time. People think I look like the Frisch's big boy. I don't have the costume though. But
well, didn't they? Not to be that person, but aren't they going out of business? Is that a thing?
Not necessarily.
I know.
It's a very fluid thing. A lot of them shut down because of some lease issues with the firm that owns the property and stuff. And I know we have details on it on fox19.com. But yeah, the one around Milford is gone. The Milford one, the Warts Corner one. Or not Warts Corner, I'm sorry.
It's right there on 28.
Mulberry.
Yes.
Mulberry.
Yes.
But the Warts Corner one, I think, is still there, I believe. But I can't remember for certain. Either way, though, there are still some frishes out there. You just got to drive a little bit further distance to find those.
Of course, of course. Maybe you can get a costume from there, though. Not the mainliner, sadly.
Maybe. But what would I use? Because it's hard to find a big boy. Although I could make one at home, perhaps. But
get creative.
That's true.
Flex those creative muscles.
That's true. Oh, yeah, and Andrew says the mainliner is gone. Yeah, that was one that we covered here right when it first happened and everything else. But so that's the 7-day forecast behind us. I'm trying to think of anything else that we've missed. Because really, the forecast is pretty quiet for the weekend. It's just cold.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, like, if you need to pick a pick day, I mean, they look pretty similar. You said Sunday is kind of leading a little cooler than this, so we might argue that Saturday might be better to be outside, but still nothing to compare to today, right?
Yeah, Friday is going to be the dry and warmer day compared to the weekend, but regardless, though, both of those days, it's not on the text on the 7-day, but Friday is going to also be breezy. But
that's a lot of sun.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
For
right?
sure.
Especially after we have a couple of chances for rain between the next 48 hours. And then, of course, that's what, day 7 on a 7-day forecast.
Yeah.
We'll see how that changes over time, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that's the beginning of March, because March 1st is coming up on Saturday, which for me is hard to believe. It still feels like yesterday we had that winter storm move through.
Yes.
Because January felt like 6 months. Between how cold it was, how much snow we had from the beginning of the year. And I'll tell you what, February, we've had a lot of snow here in Cincinnati.
We, in Toledo, Northwest Ohio, have had hardly any snow. I couldn't give you the number off the top of my head, but I think Cincinnati is like 3 times the amount of snow that we have right now, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so I made this graphic back on Sunday. Our first snow, I believe, was Veterans Day. It was like mid-early November. Okay. And the average between October through the month of February is about 18 inches of snow, roughly. We've had more than 29 inches of snow here in Cincinnati. Yeah, I think we've had probably 5 to 6 inches in Toledo. Like, it's been nothing. We got our first 2-inch snow. Oh, it was my last day in Toledo, so a little over a week ago. And I mean, they're used to getting stuff like this over the course of a winter, or at least up until this point. And Toledo, I should say, because now we is here, right? Yeah. They have been in a snow drought since 2022, so 3 years ago. We haven't gotten a whole lot of snow up there. Not even lake effect snow up in Toledo? I mean, lake effect snow, it happens there, but it's kind of leftover lake effect snow, because if you think about it, like Lake Erie, you got that northwest breeze, it hits all of Cleveland, maybe trims Sandusky, but Toledo, it gets the leftover lake effect snow from Lake Michigan. So sometimes, there's very often times, folks, in which Toledo gets no snow, but our northwestern counties will get like 2 inches, and then those out east will get like 3 inches, and Toledo's just bone dry. But with it being drier, does it usually get colder? Oh, yeah. I mean, we get a good amount of that breeze still. We get that temperature exchange. We just don't get the snow that comes with it. Yeah. And so it's... I get a lot of people are like, what's the point of it being cold if it's not going to snow? And I'm like, hey, I can't disagree with you. We get those comments here a lot. All right. Good thing I'm used to it. Buckled in. For sure, for sure. What is the coldest you've experienced as a meteorologist? Okay, so the coldest I've experienced has not been anything extreme. And same thing with snow. My biggest snow of my career was my last day in Toledo. Okay. 2 inches. 2, which is crazy. I couldn't tell you the coldest that we've gotten. I think it's just a couple degrees below 0, but if you factor in the winds, probably like wind chill, negative 30-ish. Okay. So, I mean, you've experienced worse in the Dakotas, I'm sure. Here. So, not the worst here, but back in December 2022,
If you do recall that, the flash freeze event we had here in Cincinnati. It went from, I think it was 45 degrees that afternoon. It dropped down below zero that night. It was a big deal. We had so many incidents.
No kidding.
We actually had almost a full staff that night, considering just the immense impacts that we had. And this was right before Christmas. And that, I think it was Christmas morning, I was filling in, it was 8 below with a wind chill of 36 below.
Less than 12 hours later, or close to 12 hours later.
Yeah, it was
like
a big drop.
50-degree drop. That's insane.
Now, the worst I've experienced, it was in Rapid City, so you were right with South Dakota. It was 16 below with a wind chill of, I think it was 48 below or 47 below, something like that. And the snow, it was a 2-day event. I actually slept at the station. I got at the station at Friday at noon, didn't leave until Sunday at 1 o'clock. So I was at the station for 49 hours straight. I had to sleep in the sales room.
Oh, I'm sure it's comfy in there.
Yep, they gave us these little sleeping bags that was probably about that thick.
Ooh.
It just felt like you were sleeping on a sponge. It was weird. But yeah, we were working a lot. We had a lot of Facebook Lives and all that stuff. And I think in total with that 2-day event, we had blizzard warnings. I think it was like 16.5 inches of snow. But we had snow drifts up to 10 feet. The snowdrift actually covered an overpass on the interstate of I-90.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I don't even think I've seen that.
Oh yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
And at that time I had a little Ford Fusion car. It was only front wheel drive. That's where I learned a lot of my winter driving skills. Now I have an all-wheel drive car. I can apply it with ease here.
You were forced to learn.
Yep.
Forced to get used to it by that
Yep.
point.
Thrown in the flames, if you will.
Sometimes it's the best way to learn.
Yeah, for sure.
Hence why I'm here.
All right, so it is 12:21. We are looking at some of the Facebook comments here.
8 inches of snow in Toledo.
Oh, okay. So Andrew, thank you for that. We got some more comments up here. Let's take a look. Okay. Kim, this is referring to the Frisch's comments earlier. Kim says the West Union one's still open. Oh, Brenda. Okay. So the Frisch's on in Mulberry said go to Wart's Corner. Wart's Corner is closed apparently. So, and then Jody says Eastgate's still open.
Okay.
Hartwell is still open. Yeah, the one in Eastgate. Every time I go to like Jungle Gyms or going to Sam's Club,
It's always popping.
It's packed.
It's packed.
That's like the only one basically in like the eastern side of the Cincinnati Metro.
Which Claremont County, I grew up in Milford and went to Goshen for school. But yeah, we are tried and true to the things we love, and that one of those things is Frisch's Big Boy, of course.
All right. On my Facebook page, Sue says hello.
Hi, Sue.
Brenda also says hello and welcome.
Hello, Brenda. Happy to be here.
And Susan answered your question earlier about Pleasant Plain. Susan says,
Plain Folk Restaurant, Plain Folk Cafe is what we called it in high school. We would go there all the time. I was in the band in high school, and that was like our after school but pre-band ritual. We would go there.
what instrument did you play?
Oh, I was in percussion.
Oh.
I played the drums.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So do you drum like on a drum set?
Oh, no. I'm not that good.
I
don't play anymore.
Because Jeremy Rowell, you'll see him on the weekend nights when you're starting this weekend. He's a drummer.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to impress him. I'm going to show up. What's up, drummer boy? He's just going to be like, okay. Glad we're getting off on that foot.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some work to do this afternoon. Going to tweak the forecast, and I'll be back at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The chief will be in here at 5 o'clock, and you're in good hands here because the chief, I'll tell you what, Steve is a walking weather encyclopedia. He knows so much about Cincinnati weather history, Cincinnati general history,
I'm a sponge, ready to soak it all in. And same thing with Ethan. I mean, he's a pro. He's a pro. I've already learned so much.
You said bro.
I mean, you can be a bro too. Ethan's a bro. Someone write that on a shirt. Someone put that on a hat or a cup. But yeah, I'm a sponge soaking it all in. Of course, bear with me as I learn everything, roll through the punches.
You've got this. You're great. You're very talented,
you.
and we're lucky to have you here at 19. But
Thank you.
we do have to cut this off because coming up at 12:30, we have Now the Natty that comes up on Fox
Yes.
19, and we'll get booted off of here if we don't end this because we have some buttons and controls here that allow us to delegate things back over to the hands for Now the Natty. It comes up at 12:30. But we do this about 20-25 minutes every day at noon during the week.
During the week.
So you'll see us again tomorrow, and maybe you'll put you in the driver's seat. You can control
Ooh,
everything.
I love being in the driver's seat. Stay tuned for that. That'll be fun.
Strap it.
I'm already buckled in. You need to join the party. Triple E for you. One more time.
Yep. All right, so we're going to close off here, but thank you all so much for joining us here on 19 at Noon. Again, we got you covered beginning at 3 o'clock right here on Fox 19. And, of course, you don't want to miss Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer has the 7:15 weather show. We do that every weekday evening at 7:15. He's got you covered with some more details on the First Alert forecast. But until then, this is 19 at Noon with meteorologist Ethan Emery.
And meteorologist Erin Ashley.
Have a great day.